Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. This week we will introduce our design philosophies and analyze them with examples of game mechanics. Firstly, my design philosophy is that game design should encourage players to find fun from exploring and interacting with things, while different areas need to maintain reasonable coherence and include some surprises. In this design philosophy, players should have a clear purpose when exploring things, and there needs to be a variety of guides in the levels such as rewards, story elements, or puzzles to encourage players to explore. No accessible area should be left blank, otherwise the design is considered unnecessary. Like in Dark Souls' Sense Fortress, the environmental traps mechanics reflects this well, as players explore and encounter traps, which results in two outcomes, either successfully avoiding them to continue exploring or take damage or dying. This interaction simulates strategic thinking, as players observe and learn from the same different elements to avoid similar traps in the future and gain a sense of achievement from overcoming challenges. Because this area is very complex, environmental traps can often serve as memory anchor for players, allowing the player's overall exploration to remain coherent. Additionally, the reward distribution mechanic enhances exploration motivation. Essential rewards are placed along the main path, while real collectibles and upgrade resources are distributed in branching paths or trap-affected areas. This setup provides players with a comprehensive incentive to explore the thing, turning the frustrations of traps into a pleasure of discovering surprises. At the same time, players who prefer a more straightforward experience can progress through the level smoothly without affecting their gameplay experience.
Now, for my design philosophy, the game design should have players immerse themselves with the environment, whether it be through the game's movement, story, and/or experience. This focuses on the fact that players should feel like what they do matters, and whatever they do can affect the environment or their surroundings, making them feel important within the world. It also gives a sense of agency to let players know that every action has consequences. Interaction with the world around players should be essential. Baldur's Gate 3 is one example. Focusing on the mechanic of being able to choose various different dialogues when interacting with characters, each dialogue option will result in a different outcome that will determine the fate of the game. This will give players agency to choose how they wish for their experience to be. It makes them feel a part of the world and that their choice matters. It allows them to have different interactions with characters, and it can be a love-hate relationship. Another game that can be an example is Genshin Impact. The movement mechanics of this game helps make the game somewhat stand out. While walking, running, jumping, climbing, and gliding are a norm, the regions in Genshin allow players to travel in special ways that are unique to those areas. Examples would be the Fontaine region allows players to dive underwater to explore underwater regions within Fontaine. Meanwhile in Natlan, players have access to control dragon-like creatures to traverse through different terrains like a pool of lava. Players can also admire the beautiful scenery around them, which can be changed through mechanics like puzzle solving or interacting with certain NPCs.
Hi. For my part, my design philosophy is to mostly bring players together and to work on and defeat a much more stronger enemy. My belief is that a game should foster more a cooperative community than a toxic one. And for say like Dota 2 or Counter-Strike, where a lot of players they start just screaming at each other because either one of their teammates are bad or the enemy is too strong. I want a game that's much more that they focus more on cooperative, that the players will unite together against a common enemy, like PvE games. Let's say Helldivers 2 or Forza Horizon 5's co-op racing. These games much more they try instead of making the players fight against each other, they want the players to work together to fight a common enemy and to obtain prizes that can be shared together. And that's for my design philosophy. Thank you.
My design philosophy is to create an environment that can create strategic and interactive decisions for players. A mechanic within a game that really connects with my design philosophy is the stack in Magic the Gathering. To take for example in this game, the player controlling the Goblin War Chief would like to exterminate this scummy merfolk. So, the Goblin player casts a lightning bolt spell to kill the merfolk. However, the merfolk player responds by casting a negate, which will counter the lightning bolt. But the goblin player has another trick up his sleeve, which is another lightning bolt. Since the stack resolves from order of most recent spell casted, the second lightning bolt kills the merfolk, then the negate counters the first lightning bolt. It's interactions like these that really innovate me to try design mechanics and systems that create these "you activated my trap card" moments.